good. Yeah, we're still here, aren't we? Oh gosh. It's a refreshment, is it? It's a refreshment Papa, really. Well, I think I'll leave Papa over there to refresh himself. Anyway, there's nothing I had immediately in mind to do this evening, except, oh yes, here it is, except to return to a place called the Destroyed Campsite, which somebody mentioned to me it was a place that I discovered, but then actually never went to. Actually, never explored it, so I kind of completely forgot about it. Anyway, some more stuff. Good, I quite like stuff. Right, have I been here before or not? A knapsack. It seems like it's taken a lot of abuse recently. Some potted meat. Juicy-licious. Knapsack seems to have taken a lot of abuse. Most of the contents are trashed and being stomped on. You do find a dented can of potted meat, though. You also notice that the knapsack has a knife sheath strapped to the side, but you don't see the knife. The campfire has been thoroughly stomped on and kicked. Somebody was real serious about fire safety. And this tent is a real mess. It looks like it's trampled by a whole herd of cows. There is something odd about it, though. Does Susie have such any suggestions? Looks as though the cows got another poor sap, and Phil couldn't read another English sentence. No kidding, the place is a wreck. Okay, is there more? Oh, there is more. The cow tracks are leading away from the mangled corpse. It probably wouldn't be hard to follow them. Since you have reason to believe these tracks are fake, I don't know how though, you can either follow them or head in the other direction. Let's follow them, see what happens. You follow the cow tracks 100 yards or so, after which it suddenly stops and there doesn't seem to be anything of interest nearby. What? No, let's go the other way then. Alright then, yeah. Never mind. My GPS never was very good. You head in the opposite direction for about half a mile and discover another campsite. This one is occupied. You approach the camp cautiously and realize the campers of rodeo clowns. Ugh. Well, that solves the mystery at least. It looks as though there's 3 of them, unless there are more hiding somewhere. They don't seem particularly on their guard, so you could probably get the drop on them if you wanted to roll in ambush style. On the other hand, playing innocent may get you some more information. Let us try to not murder horribly, at least immediately, based purely on the way the people look. Rodeo clown is playing a harmonica. A man is eating some meat. What? What did that say about 40 clowns? You can't bring those words up and then not tell them what the rest of the sentence said. A simple 3-man tent where he probably sleeps about 40 clowns. That's a disgusting thought. This clown is idly juggling a knife. Howdy, stranger, he says with a smile. Converse. What the hell do you want? Well, that's not quite as friendly as you were a moment ago. You seem a long way from the circus. You know about the circus. Barnaby Bob's travelling circus something or other, right? Up north. Perfectly normal. Just travelling circus sideshow. That's the one. Way up north. What are you doing all the way down here? The clowns exchange glances. Camping. You can tell by the campfire and the tent. Because of all of the lovely scenery and things to do and tourism opportunities to enjoy. What I mean is, why are you guys camping all the way down here, so far from home? We're on break. We decided to take in some of the sights. Yes, like the sand, which is totally different to the sand miles north. What sights? This is the middle of nowhere. Nonsense. Check out those cactuses over there, and the mountains, and well, all of this sand. Oh, that wasn't even a joke. Plenty of things to see. Wait a minute. You guys walked all the way down here from the northernmost part of the territory for sightseeing on your break? We get really long breaks. We have a good union. Do you know anything about the wrecked camp? The clown with the meat chuckles quietly. Somebody's camp got wrecked? Wow, that's terrible. Whatever happened? Looks like the work of cows. You know, now that you mention it, we did hear quite a ruckus coming from not too far away. A lot of, mooing and such. Right? The other 2 clowns nod in agreement. Well, you seem to know lots about cows. Now, why would you assume that? Just because we're clowns? I figure it comes with the territory. It's been a good 20 years since rodeo was an actual thing, you know. So why are you still dressing that way? Dress? Oh, well, it is traditional after all. Isn't it rather inconvenient? The makeup and the baggy clothes. It must be hard to talk to people when they're all so creeped out. Let's try the practical side of things. Don't you take the costume off between shows? You might say we're used to it. Taken off will be even more inconvenient. Again, they chuckle. They seem highly amused. I hope you get as equally amused by non-amusing stuff, or else you'd probably never laugh at anything I've ever made. Oh, do you think we're creepy? He leers at you, showing yellow teeth in the flickering light of the campfire. They look almost pointed. Relax, it's just the old stories, getting you worked up. Yes, we've heard these stories many a times before. You've done your homework. What do you think? Are demon clowns real? Well, maybe. Demon cows turned out to be real after all, so why not the clowns too? The clown smiles, but his eyes are hard. It's sensible to keep an open mind. But you know, stranger, if clowns did turn out to be real, this could be an awful awkward predicament to find yourself in. Yes. Can I murder them? Can I murder them all? He nods politely but keeps playing. The radio clown is eating a comically large haunch of meat. His eyes narrow at you as if to say, mine. Do I want to murder them? I mean, yes, that's not even a question. Of course I want to murder them. I want to murder them even more after hearing that noise. 250 damage. Oh, for crying out loud. I am so unacceptably overpowered. What? This will hit a sturdy barrel instead. I don't want to shoot a sturdy barrel. I want to shoot you. That's a pain in the backside. Never mind. How am I going to get around that barrel? Am I going to have to, You people are... I was going to say you're laughable, but, you are clowns, so I guess that's kind of your whole shtick. Oh dear. I don't think the cows have got much to worry about if this is the combative capabilities of their enemy. Oh dear. Well, they're dead now, and we didn't take so much as a scratch. Well, that's one pack of demonic rodeo clowns that will be troubling people anymore, and you did not expect to be thinking that sentence today. Rummage through their stuff. You poke around the campsite for a bit, but cannot find anything of useful apart from their leader's knife and a ticket to the circus. Except the harmonica, maybe, but that clown has lips all around it. You also find a note in the lead clown's pockets. Again, ew. It seems to be orders to check out an abandoned tannery, not far from Dirtwater. It's probably a bad idea to let these guys wander around their town. You should probably investigate Danny's tannery. Indeed. How very exciting. Is the knife any good? 9 to 10. I highly doubt that's better than this. No, it's not. It is significantly worse than this. This blade, a hunting knife, is glistening with a clown spit. Ugh. People who lick their knives to look intimidating are basically the worst people. Okay, well I was planning on going back to Redwood and doing some more of their jobs, but I suppose we'll stick around these parts a little longer and see what we've got to deal with. These clowns I really think need sorting out, so we probably ought to fix it. It's weird that this place is so far from town. You never smell a working tannery? Lucky you. Oh, I'm guessing it's a bit stinky then. It sounds like there was a lot of fighting going on inside the tannery. Except instead of regular fighting sounds like you're used to, such as shouting and gunfire and chairs being broken over people's backs, you hear a lot of ghostly bellowing and shrill cackling laughter. Sounds like a real bad scene. Let us go inside and see what sort of things are going on. As you enter the tannery, the second thing you notice is the place has been abandoned for years, probably since the cows came home. A lot of equipment is wrecked, and all of it is covered with dust. But however, the first thing you notice is there are a bunch of rodeo clowns in here, fighting with... well, they aren't cows exactly, they're more like the possessed skins of cows. It's a little strange, because you've seen people wearing, for example, cow leather chaps, but you've never seen anybody being attacked by their chaps. Maybe it's something about the tanning process that makes the leather impervious to possession, and these ghost cow whatevers are untanned hides. In any case, we're not here to discuss the physics of possession, we are here to do some shooting. Oh goodness, that's not an image I was expecting. What do you have to say about the situation? I don't much care for these clown fellas, but if they're against the cows, maybe they're alright. You won't be satisfied living here until every cow is dead, will you? Only been a short time and you already know me so well. Oh dear. There is much death to be had here, presumably. What happened to the fighting? I thought there was going to be fighting going on. This door is locked, which is probably as well, coming from the ruckus you hear on the other side of it. Okay, so they're not going to kill each other, so do I have to get involved in the situation? Looks like there's a box there that could be handy. As you approach the clown and weird cow leather-looking ghost thing, they notice you and stop fighting to process this new development. The clown, fortunately, seems to decide he hates cows more than he hates you. The cow, unfortunately, decides the opposite. So is the clown on my side? Yes, he is. But he's a bit rubbish, as I'm going to prove by killing this thing with a single bullet, and then I'm probably going to have to fight the clown as well. You beat the clown, but the enemy of your enemy is apparently not your friend, at least not after the enemy of your enemy is dead. Or possibly the other way around. Because the clown then decides it's his turn to be on the right side of the screen. Oh, goodness. I'm going to bap you with a bit of a cactus. This is not a sentence I wanted to say today, but it will. Right. That's one clown and one cow down. You heard a lot more fighting going on though, so a pat on the back will have to wait until later. Anything I can get here? An old toolbox, some leather shears and a handful of nails. These heavy-duty scissors have little serrated teeth, and they are designed specifically for cutting cowhide. Might those do like extra damage to cows, perhaps? I do not know, but again, they're not better than my bit of cactus, and I like the... I just like that I bash people with a bit of cactus. I find that quite entertaining. Now I have to approach from the cows side of things. Do I get to fight with the cows this time? Your attempt to sneak up on the cows fails, assuming you were sneaking and not just moseying over. The cows appear all too willing to add your face to the list of faces they hate and turn their attention from the clowns, who jump on this opportunity to get their jump on these ancient enemies and join the fracas. Right. Oh, goodness, I wish you people would stop laughing quite so much. It's very disconcerting. Right. Let us do much shooting. Right. Yes, there we are. That's that done. At least the cow's dead. Now presumably we fight the clowns again? True to form, the clowns that were now on your side have turned around to fight you as well. I do wonder if the clowns take damage, or if one of the clowns were killed while fighting off the cows, would that then mean that I only had to fight one now? You know, would it like carry forward if they took damage or if some of them died? I hope so, because if not, that wouldn't make much sense. It feels kind of strange to be fighting alongside demon clowns, but I guess war makes for strange bedfellows, and please ignore the fact that I used the phrases demonic clowns and bedfellows in the same sentence. Oh, goodness. Right, some more is to be had, I suppose. This scene has the making of a real brawl. Not only does one of the clowns have a nasty look in his eye, nastier than typical I mean, but also one of the possessed cowhides is stretched across a tanning frame, which makes it stronger, I suppose, like that character out of Doctor Who. Right ho. These clowns are quite fast, aren't they? They're not actually as weak as I initially anticipated. Have had a sneaky idea. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone that we're doing a sneaky thing. We're doing a sneakiness. Yes. I was trying to shoot this target will hit myself instead. Why? Can I not just like shoot over my shoulder? Must I shoot directly through myself? Oh, alright then. Fine. We'll shoot this one instead. This will allow me to test my theory. Yeah, let's shoot that. And then only one clown will be left. But no, they've all been resurrected. Okay, that I was not expecting. A little bit disappointed in you, game, but I suppose they are demonic clowns. I suppose it would make sense that they would be capable of coming back to life. Right. they're still rubbish. They're still absolutely useless and very giggly. Never mind. Let's just murder them all and be done with it. And I reckon this will be the last fight, unless there's more people on the other side of that door at the end of the corridor. Right, another varmint skinning knife. I think I've already got one of these, but never mind. What a mess that fight was, and what a mess the floor is afterwards. At least now you're free to poke around the scenery. You take the nasty clown's knife, and they also have a key. Good. This body must have been lying here since the cows came home. There isn't much left of him, but you do have Tannery St. Rage key. What? This key has an old and worn leather tag on it saying St. Rage. What? Is it Sergeant? Very odd. Was there anything else around here? What? What? Build a crate. We'll come back to that in a minute. Why don't I build a crate? It's a crate. Open it up. And there's stuff in it. I'm sorry. How does that work? You want to run that one by me again? How did I make a box out of planks and then suddenly a bit of Schrodinger's soap appeared in it? Oh dear. Right, let's go inside and see what we've got. This is not a good situation to be in. You quickly hide behind some old tanned hides. What? Is that why they're called that? Why? Because you can hide behind them. Gosh. There are 3 clowns out here, each armed with a nasty looking knife. One of them is licking his knife, and the sound makes you think he is literally sharpening the blade on his tongue. They are facing down 2 of the stretched hide cows and a monstrous looking thing that looks like an entire cow skeleton draped in flayed cow skin. I bet you lot think you're real clever breaking through into the human plane. Do you think we wouldn't follow you? No. Did you think you'd find a weapon here to use against us, or are you just trying to escape? No. What? You take that particular move back. Oh goodness. None of them seem to have noticed you. It seems that you could sneak back through the door if you're real careful. But I am so not careful. When they see you, the clowns and the cows stop hissing and mooing and posturing at each other. Who are you? Candygram? I've got no idea what that is. Boo. Uh-oh. Now is our chance. Let us have a bit of a fight. Oh, you see. I don't even know how much damage you're doing. I can't even see it from here. Right. Finally, an enemy that takes up nearly as much damage as my fan hammer does. Let's see. How strong are these? You can finish that one off. Let's finish that one. And then the clowns will have a go whittling down a bit of the damage of that. How much damage will that do? Finally, somebody that can actually harm me. That makes... I was going to say a nice change. Not a nice change, but a change nonetheless. Let us bap it with a bit of cactus. I know it's my weakest weapon, but it's the most hilarious weapon I've ever seen in my life, so I want to use it as much as possible. As predictable as ever, the clowns turn on you once you've helped them defeat the cows. Dear oh dear. See, this makes no sense. How can the clowns attack first before I do when they're on my side, but then I attack sooner when they're not on my side? Do their stats somehow get reduced between the fights? They've got very high stats actually, I didn't realise that, which is odd given how little damage they do. Oh well, it doesn't matter, they're all going to die. I don't think this is going to help me use my ticket to go to see the sideshow at some point, but maybe it will, I don't know. And frankly, it's a little bit too late to bring these people back to life now, so I should probably stop moaning and whining about things and just get on with a little bit more murder. Right, everyone has been thoroughly deadified. It's a good thing that clowns hate cows more than they hate humans, or that fight could have gone way worse. To be honest, I think I still could have won it. Fortunately, it seems pretty unlikely that you'll run into any more animated leather-clad cow skeletons on your adventure. Right? I mean, probably not. Yeehaw! Heck yes, indeed. Right. You approach the hide warily. It looks like it was too tan to be possessed. I feel like there is a joke in here and I don't know what it is. Right. This must be a storage shed. It's locked, but you can probably open it with a key you found. Hello! Are you Danny? There's a guy hiding behind a barrel. He's not very good at hiding though. Hello. Oh, I'm so glad you're on one of those horrible clowns. No, I'm Sticky McThin. I'm Grady Tanner. You're not Danny? Okay, that's a bit odd. Why isn't it called Grady Tanner's Tannery then? That would make far more sense. It's a good thing you arrived. I couldn't have held out for much longer. Are you actually a Tanner, or is that just your surname? Both. Well, I suppose it makes sense. If you were born with that name, you weren't, destined to do much else. What are you doing in here? I'm hiding. I mean, why are you hiding? Because I don't want to die. Okay, this guy's articulate, isn't he? What's your story? Well, I was scavenging for tanning materials. Cow's bane ain't as easy to get hold of as it was back in the old days. But while I was searching, the cows showed up, and then the clowns showed up, and then I locked myself in here to hide. What's cow's bane? It's a herb used for tanning leather. You can't grow it in large batches anymore because the cow shop wrecked the place, and there's other stuff we generally use for pig leather and so on. It's not as good though. Cows wreck your herb gardens? Yeah, if you're growing more than about a flower pot's worth, they get wind of it somehow and hate the stuff. Can't figure out why. Probably because it's called cow's bane. It's not exactly called cow's soothing ointment, is it? Here, have a few extra seeds you can have, but be careful with them. Oh, cool. How long have you been in here? 3 or 4 days. I'm starving. Cow's bane's poisonous, but so I've been chewing on an old leather hat for sustenance. Seriously? Yes. You want some? Let's Stan Laurel in that scene by the pond. Right, you know everyone out there is dead now. You can consider yourself rescued. Wonderful. Thank you. As soon as I get a new shop set up, you can count on me for any leather goods you need. The first one is on the house. You wouldn't happen to know where I could set up a shop, do you? There's probably a load of empty space in dirt water. I'll head there. Good. Can I make another box? Yes, I can. And I can open it and get some more stuff out of it. I can get nails out of it, despite the fact that I consumed nails constructing that thing. Okay, nothing better after a hard fight than a tall glass loot. Except we didn't really get any loot, but never mind. I suppose this stuff will come in handy for something, he says, pressing the wrong button and then waffling on in order to try and hide it. Back at the cow's bane seeds, there wasn't much call for them in the past, but nowadays they're dear, and yeah, they don't have a sale value, so I'm guessing they come in handy for something or other. Well, that was a little adventure that I wasn't really expecting. Where to next, I wonder? Let's actually go to Dirtwater and see if the man is there already. Let's see. You find a crate. It has fell off the back of a cart, limited, stenciled onto the side, which is a bit on the nose, but free stuff is free stuff. Nothing particularly interesting. Yeah, it's just a bit of booze and sweets. I'm not complaining. Okie dokie. Let me see if a man has appeared here. Yes, Grady's fine leather goods. Marvellous. Those are some... Oh, those are belts. I thought those were incredibly stripy socks for a minute. Welcome to my shop. Looks like you've got yourself set up pretty nicely. I sure have. Let me give you a little something as thanks for helping out. Have a sharpening stroop. What the heck is a sharpening stroop? With one of these and little elbow grease and little imagination, anything can be sharpened. Increases the damage of your melee weapon by 3 to 4. Can I sharpen my cactus? Can I have an additionally pointy piece of cactus? What other things do you have for sale? More sharpening stroops, inflexible chaps. You have to work a little harder than usual just to move around in these things, which makes you pretty belligerent. Oh, that's quite a wonderful thing. Is that better than my current pants? I don't know what pants I've got on at the minute. These ones, they give me 7 muscle. That's pretty good. So how do these compare? Melee attack damage. I mean, my extra muscle's giving me that anyway. Like cooperative British wizard schoolboys, these chaps allow you to move more freely while you're doing magic. I feel like there's a Harry Potter joke there, but I don't know what it is. This item goes into your lapel. A fine banadoila. Is a maker of banadoilas a banadoilery? Let's just say yes. Let's also say that Banadoilery who made this did an excellent job. Oh, goodness. What's on my lapel currently? Again, I don't know what that is either. Oh, that's nice. The nice even balancing out of everything is kind of cool. We'll stick with what we've got for the time being. Right ho. I am going to use all the wrong buttons. Literally all of them. to sharpen my piece of cactus. You sharpen your cactus club until the stroop is worn down to nothing. But now we have made this a little bit more bludgeony. Smithing. Right. Okay, we've got about 20 minutes left, so what should we do next? Should we go back to Breadwater and do another job, or should we just go wandering around a few places? Let's go back to Breadwater. Let us return and see if we can find another little job to do. Right after I deal with this. I don't know how much more I can do with these. I don't really think there's much more I can do at all until I find like another location of theirs, or the opportunity to translate some more of their words. But, yes, indeed. Right. I would like to help you out with a problem. Oh, in fact, I have helped you out with a problem because I went and sorted out the caretaker. Excellent. The skeletons were a real nuisance. Right. Offer to help with the problems. What problem should we deal with next? How about some soup? That sounds like fun. We keep a municipal soup kitchen open to help those who are down on their luck, which is pretty much everybody around here. Except now we've run out of soup. And now we need somebody to go and fetch some more from soup stock load. Oh, that was the mine full of soup, wasn't it? I think I've already... Well, I have already been there. I distinctly remember the West Pole. I'm sorry, what? McBumchilla's ears perk up, and she suddenly veers off course. You approach a weird clearing full of rocks. They make your ears ring somehow. I'm not surprised. They're making my head spin just thinking about such a concept. The West Pole? I'm sorry, what? It's a weird pile of rocks. These rocks are strange. They don't seem to weigh as much as they should, and they're all sort of drawn to each other. You could probably make an interesting charn out of them. I've got no idea what that word is. Make something powerful. Make something mystical. Make something suave. Yeah, let's have something suave. A cheeky gesture. Yes. You step back and admire your handiwork. Handiwork. What? Heavy trigger finger. Your trigger finger isn't fast or itchy, but it is very dense, like the rest of me. Is that a rock-on symbol? I think it is. Can I do the same with the other ones? Make something mystical. An elaborate orrery. Again, whatever the heck that is. Perk, the Song of Spheres. You can hear the stones singing in your head all the time. And frankly, it's actually rather annoying, which makes you very angry. But, that's actually really cool. Reminds me of, like, things floating around an atom's nucleus. Whatever the things are that spin around atoms. You know what I mean. Something powerful. An impregnable tower. Yes, indeed. A heart of stone. That sounds pleasant. Plus 10 to my maximum AP. Yay! Do I have all of those now? Yes? Yes, I do. Excellent, excellent, excellent. What can I do with... Actually, there's 2 more here. Presumably I can't do the same things. Or rather, I can do the same things. But presumably I won't get another... Yeah, I won't get any more perks or anything. Okay. This is a bit weird, but it's cool, so, that was an interesting diversion. Okay, let me quickly get some soap from here. Oh, no. Over the side of the road, just want a loon and a gloomy grave marker, with a loon and a gloomy man in a black robe digging up the grave with a shovel. What are you doing? The hooded figure looks at you, and then looks at the shovel, then looks at the grave, then looks back at you. I really need to explain. What I mean to say is, why are you doing it? Well, it's for necromantic practice, right? I mean, you're going to get the bodies from somewhere. That's despicable. This is the necromancer's territory now. Your moral outrage isn't my concern. Oh, did you say shrug? Oh, I rather assumed that was just like a stage direction. Convince him it's pointless. That sounds fun. You take a closer look at the grave marker and chuckle. You aren't going to get much practice out of this grave. This is just one of the markers they put up to commemorate the site of a road accident. There's no body buried here. Wait, what? Really? Ow. Give me the shovel and scram while I fix your mess. You respectfully fill the hole back in while the cultist slouches away, grumbling, and you got another shovel, and protected somebody's life. Or death, I suppose. Never mind. Right. Let me see if I can obtain some more soup from wherever the hell the soup came from. Oh yes, that's right, because I didn't have an appropriate, I didn't have a vessel, did I? Now I have a vessel of soup. Good. Right. I'm going to do some soup shopping, and then we'll return to the mare. What the heck are you wearing? A ranting, flailing man that has just burst out of the woods is running straight for you. He's wearing a strange, dome-shaped metal hat which bristles with wires and odd protrusions that crackle intermittently with bright blue sparks. He seems upset. Trick him into taking off his hat. Spiders! Or whatever it is you're freaking out about. They're on your head! Inside my head! No, just on top. You'll just need to take your hat off. The man scrambles frantically at the metal hat, and a bright blue flash momentarily blinds you. When your vision clears, the man is lying still with his eyes rolled all the way up inside his head. Yeesh. Poor man, I think I may have murdered him. What the heck was all that about? You pick up the strange helmet and stow it carefully in your pack. That's rubbish. This hat has all kind of crazy wires and stuff sticking out of it, and constantly zaps you with electricity while you're wearing it. Increases your AP by 1, but reduces everything else by 5. I mean, the professor might potentially be interested in that, but nobody else will. I have some soup. You have... What? Indeed. Yes, you are a real lifesaver. I was about ready to gnaw my own bread off. Now, that'd have been a shame. Okay. Let's at least get started with another one. How about some missing bread? That sounds like an important thing we should do in Breadwood. The baker boys cleaned our bank right out, and that's not a bit fabulous if you ask me. I'm guessing that's a reference to something. Fortunately, they haven't been too secretive about the location of their hideout. Can you get our bread back? I mean, this place is called Breadwood. We have to have some bread. That does sound like a good idea. I probably should have sorted that problem out first and foremost. Where are we going? The Baker Boys hideout. Yes, indeed. Reboot Hill, another graveyard it would seem. As you're riding along, you notice a side trail leading towards a gigantic cemetery. You jot down the location. Keep going where your boots were already taking you. Yes, we shall return there a little later. Now, this doesn't look like a very large location. I don't wish to insult the Baker's Boys bread girth, but it seems like there's not a lot going on here. Hello, friends. These teenagers seem dispirited and trying to drown their sorrows in big mugs of water. Maybe they misunderstood the idiom. Hey, you wouldn't happen to know something about some bread that went missing, would you? Oh no, I told you we'd get in trouble, Billy. Shut up, Jerry. Wait to just blab about everything. Calm down, the mayor just wants his bread back. Hand it over, and the trouble you'll be in will be minimal. It isn't that simple. We sold that bread for meat to start up this bakery. Why? Because we wanted to make something out of our lives. Everyone in Breadwood is just a load of bums. Plus, everyone needs bread, right? So we figured we'd make it big. Well, okay, that's no problem. We can take the mayor, the bread you've already made, and call it even. Yes, there wouldn't be a problem, except for the fact that we don't know anything about making bread. As it turns out, all we ended up with was weird lumps. That ain't true, Billy. The last loaf we made was almost right. Yes, that one was nearly edible, but now we're all out of ingredients. Perhaps I can help. Oh, blast. I'm not very good at anything, am I? I might know somebody. Oh. Louise Lathrop at the Lazier Dude Ranch. I do vaguely remember her. I didn't think she said she was a baker, though. But I thought eventually we'd be able to send her to Dirtwater to set up another shop. She might be the solution to your problems. Let me head over to where she lives and I'll chat to her. Ah, well, I'm glad to get this loose end tied up because this one's been nagging at me for literally about a dozen episodes. Do you know anywhere that's hiring a baker? I do happen to know of a bakery that needs some help. I can't go like this though, I'm filthy. Nobody would ever let me step foot in their kitchen like this. Do you have a bar of soap I can mooch off you? Of course you can have some soap. You give her the bar of soap and directions to the Baker Boys Bakery, and she sets off somewhere to find a bath before her job interview. Oh, that's kind of sweet. Something else I'm just a passing thought. No, I was just wondering if I could plant that cow's bane stuff and get all these people viciously murdered, because that would have been horribly cruel but also slightly hilarious. Okay. Give him some advice. What? Off to the side of the trail is by a young cowboy staring sourly at his reflection in a puddle, just trying to get his hat cocked at the maximally jaunty angle. Sorry. Give him some advice on cocking his hat. You walk up behind him and deftly flick his hat into place. His dour expression becomes a smile, and by the time he turns around to thank you, you've ridden off into the sunset and away from that freaking embarrassment. Oh dear. You see Louise is busily baking bread, and Billy Baker hops to his feet as you enter. Thanks for sending Louise over. She knows a ton about baking. Yes, we've got the Major League Bakers with her around. No problem, let me grab enough bread to settle things with the mayor, and we'll call it square. All's well that ends well. Oh, and everyone's happy now. Everyone is most happy. Yes. Marvellous, good. And now Breadwood is going to be fully re-breadified. Oh, another one. A bandit steps out of the bushes at the side of the road. He's pretty raggedy, but extremely burly, like a scarecrow stuffed with footballs. He hefts a pistol, which could have been described as a hand cannon, without getting metaphorical. Oh dear, please tell me I can get his hand cannon off him. Or else you'll give me your wallet and leave peacefully? Okay, I'll go with that one. Huh? I mean, this is the standard or else here. We wouldn't want to buck tradition. He looks deeply puzzled, but gives you his wallet and leaves. I'm deeply puzzled as well. I'm also disappointed we didn't get the massive gun. Never mind. I have your bread. Good. Another missed payday would have caused a riot, for sure. Do you pay people in bread? You people are weird. Oh dear. What about some stolen yeast? That sounds exciting. We take our yeast supply very seriously around here in Breadwood, and the dang yeasty gang made off with the whole lot. Why don't you people just lock the door, for crying out loud? Everyone's stealing everything. A couple of fellas saw them loitering around an old brewery, so that's probably where they've made their hideout. We need the yeast back. Is yeast used in the yeast is used in the production of beer, isn't it? I think it is. The old Schmaltz Brewery. What a beautiful phrase. Oh, goodness. A shockweed plant. These things are really valuable. Oh, gosh. And yet we must leave it behind because I'm some sort of a rubbish person at this. I've got lots of XP. Actually, I've got loads of XP. Let's just have the thing, because frankly, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of not having the thing that I need. So let's just have that maxed out. Why not? Because why the heck not? Some blossom gin. Oh, very exciting. Yes, bottle of liquor made from the northern gin blossoms. It's pretty bitter, so if it helps, if you have something sweet to follow down with it. Right ho, let us. Right. Okay, sorry. Needed a minute to process that. This fella is too scared to talk to you. He's totally freaking out about yeast. It's a beer hose. You're not really sure what purpose it could have served. I can think of a few, mainly from office parties. It's a beer vat. All it is a vat. It's not guaranteed to actually contain beer. Oh, it's almost pure ethanol. Oh, sounds like a student would enjoy it. Oh, I want the hat. This dead guy's hat has been knocked off and covered in yeast. You have a yeast-covered hat. This is a great hat to wear if you and your loved ones absolutely love the smell of dough. Or at least if you don't mind it and your enemies hate it, I suppose. That sounds quite fun. I suppose now we should deal with the... Well, I was going to say the elephant in the room, but I don't think that would be entirely kind to the elephants. Some kind of crazy yeast monster has apparently broken loose from the vats and eaten some of the bandits. I guess they brewed up something they couldn't put down. They could barely control it. You'll have to hop in if you want to prevail. Okay. You don't stand a chance. In fact, just to be kind, 1 damage. Okay, he's very strong when it comes to his muscle. Oh, is that because he's got a lot of armor? I don't know. We're going to pretend like... No, he still won't survive a turn, even if I did try to be as weak as possible. Oh well, never mind. Charity shall get you nowhere. Are the bandits in here? The remains of this horrible yeast beast. I guess you could take some back to the mayor. It's probably still good. 1/2 ton of yeast. You plop a big old glob of yeast into your pack, because apparently you don't care about your bag. Oh dear. Hi friend, how are you? This whole yeast theft business doesn't seem to have gone very well for you. No, I suppose you're a bounty hunter. Relax, the mayor just wants his yeast back. He didn't say anything about hauling you in as well. Okay, well, the yeast is in a revolting pile. Well, what happened here? Well, we got bored of bread is all. I know a bit about brewing, and we figured we'd come here to make a couple of kegs. Nobody would mind if we stole the yeast. No offence, but it seems like you weren't much of a brewer. Hey, well, ideally you wouldn't end up with a ravenous yeast monster. Well, that wasn't my... Okay, I guess it was my fault, but I didn't understand what would happen. The vats are old, and we didn't clean them properly first, because we were in a hurry. I think there were some frogs living in one of them. And you figured you could use the extra hops? Right, I'm sure you've got it figured out by now. Maybe you could set up shop in Dirtwater. Yes, it's turning into quite the metropolis. Oh, okay. Some cans of beer. Some schmaltz blue ribbon. They don't make this stuff anymore. Some people say there's a good reason for that. That's actually fantastic though. Boosting all your damage by 15 points. That's really good. Can I afford to drink anything else? I could. Yes. That would strengthen me up, but I don't really need it. Let's be honest. I don't need a combat boost at this point. You feeling better now? He's too grumpy to talk to you. He's just angrily muttering about yeast. You're under arrest. For what? Stealing about 2 handfuls of yeast? Yes. And the sentence for that is what? About 3 days in jail? Interbred would not actually have a jail. Alright, I'll let you off for a warning this time. Don't you dare try your luck again, Buster. Right. Right, I thought those were going to be 3 perfectly simple situations to sort out, and as it transpired, all of them were very, very weird. Which, given the game we're playing, I perhaps should have predicted. Oh dear. Right. I have your yeast. Excellent, excellent, excellent. What other problems were there? Missing mail and a logging permit. What missing mail do we have? Last batch of mail never got here. We don't know if something happened to the mailman or what. Good old original at the bunkhouse. He used to be a mailman, so he can tell you where to start your search. Okie dokie, but we might do that next time, I think, actually, because we have just about run out of time. Out of curiosity, I can harvest these things now. Tombstone pizza. I'm sorry. What? This is a pizza you made from stuff growing on a grave. Oh gosh. Can I read these stones anymore? Nothing but thousands of trees. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right. Giddy yards. Okay. I've got loads of XP. Do I want to upgrade anything? I don't really know what I should upgrade, because in terms of combat skills, I'm fine. Perks can't be upgraded. Maybe I should upgrade this? Because this doesn't really seem to be like an in-text, an in-speech skill that's used. It just seems to give you a discount, which is cool and all, but, you know, at the same time, I'd rather something that is a bit more sort of practical and useful. I might boost that. I get more item finding. That could be useful. An extra liver capacity means we get more booze in me. That sounds like fun. Yeah, let's upgrade my glamour a little bit. Make myself a little bit more glamorous. Why not? I think that will do. Or else I'm going to spend far too much money on this. Yes, I think that will probably do. We will save a bit of XP in case we ever find that safe crack in the skill, which would be kind of cool. Right, should we finish there? I suppose. Let's just see what this looks like on, because it's not better than this by a long shot, but it does look it does look ridiculous. I rather like that. It's like a couple of Pac-Mans have got a horrible case of measles and are trying to mate on top of my head. That's a heck of an image. Right. I'm going to put this thing back on now. Actually, I do what we'll do is one quick last thing. I just want to see if the professor has anything to say about his hat. What? An old man struggling to get a rope untied from a fence. Help him. Using your advanced powers of observation and your intimate knowledge of the topological sciences, you make quick work of the knot and send the old fella on his way. Too late, you notice the other end of the rope was tied to the man's leg, and notice there was a sign nailed to the fence post saying, "Incorrigible thief, don't untie him." Oh well. Oh gosh, the things you learn. Right, are you interested in this hat or not? No, you're not. You're not interested in me anymore, and frankly I feel like a bit of a failure. Spiffing. Okay, well that's that I suppose. We did some interesting stuff. We observed the clowns and the cows fighting each other. We sorted out quite a lot of problems in Brentwood, and yes, we found a weird hat, which is always the high point of any day out here in the wacky West, which I think is a bit more of an accurate description than the Wild West. But anyway, I think that will do it for this week, so thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, for West of Loathing. Look after each other, and good night.